Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Ooh, lighting. I forgot a light. Just 1 second. Is that better or worse? That remains to be seen. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. Thank you so much for joining me today. And for those of you who are not new, you know my name. You know what I'm all about. So let's just jump in. Today I'm sharing with you my project pen for the year 2019. For those of you who are not new, you know how I struggled with my 2018 products, and I ended up finishing quite a bit, but also ended up not finishing quite a bit and throwing away quite a bit because it just got old or I hated it. So I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a project pan for the year of 2019, and I guess I just elected to use up some products that, you know, some of them are products I love, some of them are products I've used before. One of them was in my project pan for last year, so I am going to dig in. A lot of these products are products that maybe, well, this one especially is a product that I could see myself going through really quickly this year because it is indeed almost gone. I don't know if you guys can see that. I am currently digging into this contour stick beyond what it rolls up for, because that is as high as it will roll up. But there is so much product down there and I use so little of it. I think that it should be a shoo-in for a finished product by the end of the year, but it may not be at the same time. And with that being said, this highlight stick on the other side, obviously I have quite a bit left of it, so my whole thought process is to get this thing out of my collection by the end of the year. So let's dig into the products I have. I believe I picked 19 for 2019. Even though 18 for 2018 didn't work out so hot for me. So we're going to jump in. The first product I have is the only product that I am carrying forward to this year from last year's project pan. This is my Physicians Formula Murmura Butter Bronzer. And there is quite a bit of pan in it. I think last year when I started, there was either no pan or little baby pan, and my goal with this was to pan it. That obviously didn't happen. I do have quite a large pan in it though, and I have been pulling for this almost every day throughout this season because during the winter months I am quite a bit fairer than I am during the summer months. During the summer months this doesn't work out so hot for me because it is, you know, just the original one that they first came out with. It's not one of the deeper ones. It is the one that is just labeled bronzer. So I'm hoping that I can finish this up this year. There is still quite a bit of product left in it, but if I don't finish it up this year, it will go into the trash can. I've had it way too long in my collection. The next item I have is this. It is the Bare Minerals Faux Tan, and this is a loose bronzer that I just don't use anymore. I used to love this though. If I remember correctly, I used this all the time. There is still quite a bit of product in it. This is what it looks like. I think I don't use it anymore because it is such a red bronzer and I just don't like red bronzers on my face anymore. But I want to completely use up this product also in 2019. And I feel like this will be this guy's replacement in the summer months after I've gotten quite a bit of a tan. The only other powder that I have in here is this guy. It is my Becca Hydra Mist and Set Refresh Powder. You guys know that when I first got this little deluxe sample size, I absolutely love this powder. And then I realized that it dried up really super quickly and no longer has that, you know, wet feel to it when I put it on my face. But it is still a powder that is okay. It's not worth the money. if I'm being 100% honest, if you're going to go spend the money on the full size, you cannot close the cap very well. I love the little sifter in here, but I don't know if you guys can see that. It is just kind of a mesh grate, so you can stick your brush in there and, you know, pick up product whether you dump some out or not into the cap. But I also feel like that's part of its demise because it's not closed off. The Hydra essence of this powder kind of went away. I do still use it on my under eyes quite frequently, and lightly on my under eyes quite frequently, and then in my T-zone area. Not that I'm an oily person, just because I feel like that is where I lose makeup the quickest. I do touch my chin a lot, rub my nose a lot. I have allergies. I, you know, have to wear a headset at work, so my hair is constantly falling into my face. I'm constantly wiping it out of my face. So I am a face toucher, and that's really stupid. I hate that. But I do put this powder in areas like where my glasses touch here, where my hat might sit, along my hairline, because I like wearing beanies during this time of year. So I have a feeling I will work through this rather quickly, but I do use a very light hand with this powder. The next product, I actually lied to you. That Butter Bronzer is not the only one I'm carrying forward into this year as well. The next one is the remainder of this Hard Candy Color Corrector Expert Stick. Again, it is carrying forward from last year. I didn't end the year with very much left of this product, and I just want to see it exit my collection. This is something that I was just talking to you guys about, but this is the Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick. And while the one side of this, I believe it's this side here, has the highlighter portion of this left, it isn't a product I use all the time. It isn't one that I go for when I'm using this. The other product is almost gone. I am currently digging it out of the tube here, but there is a ton of product still left in here. I want this entire stick to be out of my collection by the end of the year, so that is my goal. So I lied to you again. Jeez, I'm just full of it today. I do have this Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector in light. This is also part of my project pan, and it is another color corrector. This one I use quite a bit more frequently than I use the Hard Candy Stick, which is why I didn't get through it in my project pan last year. I feel like using it in conjunction with this and maybe using one and then starting to use the other one will be good. This guy has been in my collection for quite some time. There is still quite a bit of product in it, but I want to use it up. It's not as deep as it looks. These tubes are very, very, very deceiving, but I don't know if you guys can see it, but the end of the product is actually about halfway down on this container. So I've had it for so long that the writing on the bottle is actually gone at this point. So it needs to probably go, but I love this under eye corrector. I love it so much. I'm wearing it today. I feel like it does what I need it to do for my under eyes, and it's also creamy and doesn't dry out my under eyes like so many color correctors can do, and then concealer on top of that. I find that when I use this, I don't also put concealer under my eyes. So that's one less step in my whole routine. Speaking of concealers, I do have this Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This guy is actually going to be super easy to get through. It is in the color Light Neutral. And I have already taken the stopper out of this, so I am just looking to get rid of the rest of what's in here. There is still quite a bit of product. I don't know if you guys have ever taken the stoppers off of your concealers. If you haven't, you should try doing it, because I've had this product for well over 6 months, and there, even though I took the stopper out of it, I probably didn't need to. I know that there is still about this much product down there in the bottom. I just want to be able to get in there with a brush and get it out. So this is the, let me not lie this time. That appears to be the only concealer I have in my project pan. The next two items I have here are some eyeliners. I do have this purple one from Revlon. It's a Revlon Color Stay eyeliner in the color Amethyst. I got this for Christmas a couple years ago. There is quite a bit of product still left in it. Once I decide to use an eyeliner though, will go through an eyeliner pretty quickly. And Revlon Color Stay used to be my favorite eyeliner. So why I haven't used this whole product yet, I don't know. This one, I have to tell you, I have no idea what it is because all of the writing is, you know, gone on this bad boy. There's just a little smidge of writing right here, but you can't even attempt to make out what it said. I do know that the color is a very dark brown and there is very little product left in it. I think I will go through this rather quickly. I know I do remember not liking this as an eyeliner. What I have been using it for lately is the brow tail. This is what I've been using to darken up my brow tail. What I will say about it is it's kind of like goopy on my brow. This is the color of it right there. It's definitely a lot more, you know, nicely applied onto my hand than it is on my brow. For sure, it does get a little bit goopy, but as soon as I take a spoolie through it, it looks amazing and it darkens up the tail enough that I love it. And I don't have to go buy a new brow product yet. So I will probably run through this job pretty quickly just by using it in my brows instead of my eyes. I did not like it as an eyeliner because it smudged everywhere. It just kind of went all over my eyes. So that also does the same thing in my brows until I take a spoolie through it and then it kind of lays nicely. I also will put on a brow mascara to keep my brows in place, and as soon as I run through it with a spoolie, put the brow mascara over the top of it, and then just kind of blot it out, it stays where I want it to stay and it looks really nice. I kind of like it as a brow product, to be honest. The next one I have in here is this eyeshadow. It's a liquid eyeshadow. It's by e.l.f. It is the e.l.f. Brushed Copper eyeshadow. I did review this in a like liquid eyeshadow showdown video that I did about a year ago now, and I will go ahead and put that up in the cards for you guys to watch. I am not a fan of this eyeshadow product in and of itself. I'm not, but I have recently been using it as also a highlighter, and I think it is a beautiful highlighter. The reason, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right here. I don't know what's up with it as far as an eyeshadow goes, but it typically will take everything off of my eyes that it sits on top of, and then I just have like this vacant spot on my eyelid where this product was, so I won't use it. I have to be very careful when I'm using it as a highlighter because if I have put anything down underneath it, I also know that that will come up as well. So far though, I really haven't had any problem with it as a highlighter. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I like it as a brow bone highlight as well. It's really pretty that way. It'll take me quite some time to get through it using it like that. I feel like it is a 2.6 gram container, 0.09 ounces, and I used it 3 times for the video that I previously did and then quit using it because I didn't like it. So it's going to take me a minute to get through this, but I think as a brow bone highlight, an eyeshadow, or a highlight on my face, I should be able to get through it this year. The next thing I have are 2 mascaras. You guys know that if you watched my project pan last year, I also had 2 mascaras in there, and I had some serious trouble getting through 2 full-size mascaras. So this year I put in 2 minis that I got in my Ulta bags. One is the Tarte Lifted Mascara. This is supposed to be a sweat-proof mascara, and it is a brown mascara, which I don't typically steer towards. So I'll be interested to see how I use this maybe on my lower lashes, which I never put mascara on because I don't like this dark black mascara on my lower lash line. Maybe that's a good idea for that. I love the packaging of this. It is very soft. It's just soft. It feels very nice. And then this one is also a Tarte mascara. It's the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. This is not my favorite mascara, but I got this in, I believe I got this in an Ipsy. It might have also came with the faux lashes mascara thing that I got from Tarte. I can't remember. But I thought I'd put 2 just little deluxe, well, not deluxe sample even, they're mini samples of these 2 mascaras to put into my collection so that I can kind of, I've got like a lot of mascaras in my collection, so I need to start getting rid of some. I promise you, we're on the home stretch here. The next thing I have are 2 like blush products. I do have this guy. It is a Peek-a-Boo Metal Matte Cream Blush from Peak Cosmetics. This is what it looks like. It is just a mini, and I did get this also. I got this actually in my Birchbox video. I'll link up in the cards. My friend who gets Birchbox doesn't really like them, and she gave me a bunch of her Birchboxes, and this was a sample in one of those Birchboxes. So this is just a little tiny cream blush. I don't really steer towards cream blushes, so we'll see how long this takes to get through. And then I also have this Posy Tint by Benefit, which I have used on my cheeks. I've used them on used it on my lips. It's just a really nice, pretty pink stain, but it is pink. So this is what it looks like on the skin, and then you can just kind of sheer it out into a blush, but that is pink, and I don't typically steer towards pink, and it's more concentrated where it was actually placed on the skin than it is anywhere else. So I find that I have a lot of difficulty working with this because I don't always place makeup and then sheer it out. I always go in and put it on and then sheer it out, and I have a problem using that, which is why it's in my project pan right now. Maybe I'll figure out a better way to use it. I have a problem using that because I usually end up with this nice pink streak on my face, and I don't like that. So we're going to see what we can do with that guy. I do have a couple of liquid highlighters from e.l.f. that I actually really love. These liquid highlighters. I don't know that they sell them anymore, actually. I got them quite some time ago. You have to shake them up really, really good, or the highlighter essence of it just comes out in one squirt, and then all you're left with is this cream. I usually will squirt them out on the back of my hand. See what I mean by the highlighter essence? It's just liquid right there, but it is, bam, that is a crazy highlight. But it's better if you get part of the cream in there too. They're just so weird. They're just so weird, which is why they're in my project pan, because they need to be out of my collection, because it doesn't matter how much I shake them. This is what they do. It's just so weird. But this was probably way too much. I will usually put them on the back of my hand and then take one of my little tiny Real Techniques beauty blenders and dip it in there and then put it onto my face. But this is that highlight, you guys. Oh, and then there's also this pink one that I use most often. This one looks a lot more natural than that one, but still, it is a crazy awesome highlight. But I've had it forever, so I need to use it. Hi guys, super sorry about the lighting. It's actually days after I filmed my last video, or the beginning of this video. But while I was trying to upload last night and get it set to go onto YouTube this morning, because that's when I post, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I couldn't post it because the latter half of my film somehow was corrupted. So this is becoming a problem. It's really pissing me off. Super sorry about the lighting. The shadows, everything. Like, I apologize profusely. But I wanted to make sure that I got this video done and posted today. I think we left off with me having 3 items left to film for this video. And so one of those items is this. It is the Cover FX Custom Enhancing Drops in the shade Sunset. My go-to combination these days for foundation has been to put a drop of this in with a pump of my Becca Skin Love foundation and my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. The combination of those two foundations I find is perfection for me. One's a little more dewy, a little more luminous, and the other one is very matte. And then I put a drop of this in to bronze it up and give it a little more sheeniness to it, and I feel like that is the perfect combination for me. I do use it almost every single day, so it shouldn't be hard for me to get through. It is probably, I can't really tell with it, but I know I just started using it not that long ago. I only use a drop in every single time I use it. The reason why I want to get it out of my collection, even though I love it, is because it is just gross. I don't know if you guys can see, but around where the lid screws into the top of it, it gets like all goopy and gross. Like the dropper, it gets gross. And when it gets gross, then I have to go in and wipe it down with a makeup wipe, and then it's all over the place. And next thing you know, I have this all over my hands, all over my face, in places I don't want it to be. And it's just gross. I love it. I just wish that it would not just kind of cake all around the top of the lid. So I do want to finish that up this year. The next thing is this. It is the Ulta Beauty Tinted Eye Primer in Satin Blush. I do like this eye primer. It's not a huge eye primer user these days, so it might take me a minute to get through it. But it is this really pretty, like, rose color. I don't know if you guys can tell the color of that very well right now because of the lighting in here, and I apologize for that again. But it goes really well under, like, metallic shades, especially because it's got kind of a nice little sheeniness to it. I also like it under mattes, just because of the sheeniness if I'm trying to give a little bit more of a pop to my matte. But also because of the color of it, it is just pretty on the eye all by itself. Which is weird to say about an eye primer, because once it blends in, you'd think that you wouldn't be able to see it. But it gives a nice, like, glossiness to your eye if you don't want to go in with an eyeshadow. Oh, the lighting in here is horrible. I'm so sorry. All right. The last thing, man, I wish I wasn't so concerned about getting my video up today, because I definitely filmed this differently. The last thing I have is this Pure X Faux Lips, and it is a lip exfoliator. I did get it in a BoxyCharm, and I did like it. I do like it. But it is a pencil form of a lip exfoliator, and it has quite a bit of product left, considering, how often you might use this kind of product. There is still kind of a lot left. I liked it when I first got it. I thought it was amazing. It still is pretty amazing at taking all the dry skin off of your lips. It does a really good job of exfoliating your lips, but the sugar scrubby part of this lip exfoliator is really hard and it kind of hurts a little bit. So I do love the product, but it's a little tiny bit painful. So I want to finish it up. Because I like it, because I feel like it exfoliates my lips really well. I do want to use it, but I want to use it up and get it out of my collection this year. So that is the last product in my 2019 project pan, my 19 products in my 2019 product pan. For these products, like I said, there's a few of them that I know I'm going to be throwing out at the end of the year, whether I'm through them or not, but I am going to give it my due diligent effort in trying to use everything up. I think things like the Cover FX drops and probably the eye primer I might not throw away, but this guy, if I don't use it up, it'll go in the garbage. My hard candy color corrector, expert color corrector stick, that thing, that will also go in the garbage if I don't use it up. This will be the second year that I will have tried to use it up. The butter bronzer from Physicians Formula would also have to be trashed at this point. It would be 2 years old as well, and I just don't think that I'd feel comfortable putting those on my face anymore. Powder products, I tend not to listen to the expiration date on almost everything I have except for lip products and like mascaras. But even then, like sometimes I don't listen to that on a mascara either. I think last year I had 2 mascaras in my project pan and one of them I used up in the time frame and the other one I was using all throughout the year. So you're not supposed to do that. Kids don't do that at home. But those are the products in my project pan. Let me know what you have going on in your project pan this year. I look forward to seeing you guys in the comments section. I hope that if you liked this video that you're giving it a big thumbs up and that you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already subscribed before you leave. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Hello.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
I'm just calling to make sure it's okay. I found a Stanley number 6 that I've been dying to add to my collection, and they got one for $22.50.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
I love you.
I love you more.
Well,
I think that you're wrong.
okay.
Okay. Wow, what happened with the light right then? My hair is a hot mess. It is a nice color corrector. I do know that when I would come home from work and knew I needed to film, or what is going on with my hair?